All right, so let's get started then. So we did session 7. We deployed the Mule app to Cloud Hub. Let me open API Manager. Before I do that, there are 2 more properties that I need to add here. So here in properties, Anypoint Platform Client ID and Client Secret. And these come from environments, if I'm correct. Where do these come from? Yeah, from environments. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how. First of all, properties, text view. In this case, I'm gonna let you see my properties because they are free trial accounts. I don't really care that much if you see them, but usually you should not be showing these to anyone. So if you go to business groups, you select your business group ID. I believe you can use these client ID and client secrets, and these are gonna work, but these are for the whole organization. So I would recommend you use the one in environments. So if you go to environments and check sandbox, you will get here the client ID and client secret. So let's copy that and put it here in the properties, client ID and client secret. All right, so we can see the table view now. We have Anypoint Platform Client ID, Anypoint Platform Client Secret. We can also protect these if you want. I'm gonna just leave them like this for now. Apply changes. Now we can go to API Manager. So now add a new API. This is a Mule Gateway, Mule 4. Next. We already have it in Exchange. Maxine's blog API. Yes, next. And we can leave this as is. We can also leave it as is, and that's all. Save. All right, so now we will be able to get the API ID. So let's just wait for this to finish running before we deploy it again. But let's get this thing, copy, go back to our Anypoint Studio. And then in the resources, we have the dev properties and the local properties. So let's try in both of them. Let's add API.id. This is gonna be the API ID. So let me put it in both environments. In reality, this API ID will change depending on the environment. But for now, I'm just gonna put the same in local and dev. So there's that. And now we need to create the configuration in our global file. So go to global elements, click on create, and search for API Autodiscovery. Select that, and then in the API ID, what is the name? Here. So we're gonna put the same syntax that we had before, which is a $, curly brackets, and we're gonna put here API.id, which will be taken from the properties, and the flow name is just gonna be the main flow. I don't know which one is the main flow here. Oh, Maxine's blog API main. Okay. I don't think this really matters. You can put any flow here. And okay. So that's all the configuration. Then we save it, and then we're gonna deploy it. But let me just double check. Okay. This is up and running. Yes, we have the last one. And let me just double check in Postman that this is still working. Yes, still working. Okay, perfect. So now we apply the API Autodiscovery properties here. And we also applied the other things here in properties. Anypoint Platform Client ID and Anypoint Platform Client Secret. They are here. So now we just need to check that that actually works. Anypoint platform, deploy to Cloud Hub. All right, so we have the same things as before. Our properties are still there because it's the same thing. Apply changes. And now the logs are gonna start running. All right, so this is deploying now, and this will continue to appear as unregistered until the new application is up. While that happens, remember that we were checking the automated policies, the client applications, stuff like that. You can also just click on it and create your own policies for this API right here. So these are API level policies. If you have several policies, you will have to do this for each API. If not, then you can again just go here to automated policies and apply all the policies that you want that will be applied to all of your APIs directly. You can also create API groups. So if you want to just administer the APIs differently, you can also do that. One of the most popular ones is a client ID authentication, I guess. And the contracts, I believe, in the contracts is where you can see like what APIs you have, like the client ID or client secret. You also have settings if you need to change this. For now, let's just wait until that happens. All right, so this is active now, so this is connected. Perfect. So now let's try to apply some policies. Now we know that this is working. As we just saw, we got the list of articles. We can post another article. There, ID number 2. And if we get the articles, now we get 2 different articles. Awesome. So this is working. Now let's apply a policy. So if we go here, policies, in the API level policies, let's do, for example, the basic authentication, because it's the easiest one. It's literally just a username and a password. So let's do foobar, show, foobar, apply. That's it. So now the next time we use this, it's gonna ask us for authentication in a moment. Try again. There you go. It just takes a little bit time. So now it says we get return a 401 unauthorized, and the error says register authentication is set to HTTP basic authentication, but there was no security context on the session. So now we need to send e-authentication to be able to connect to this API. So here in Postman, if we go to authorization, we can select here basic auth right here. And we will be able to add username and password. So let's put foobar as we had done before. Click on send. And now we can access. If I send something differently, then this will say that the authentication is not correct. So that's it. It's beautiful. You don't even have to program anything into the API to make this change. You just put it there. So it's as easy as that. We can also apply the automated policy. So if you don't want to do this for every API, let's go to policies and let's remove it. Remove policy. So now let's just wait before we apply the automated policies. If I remove the basic authentication. So now we have no authentication and this works. Now let's apply an automated policy. Let's do the same basic authentication. Next. Let's do now full 1, bar 1. So we can just see that this is changing. So now this will apply to all the APIs that you have here. If we go inside this API and we check the policies, we will see that there is this one automated policy, even though we don't have any API level policies. So this automated policy will apply to all of the APIs, which is cool. So now we have to wait again until we get the error. There. So now let's do basic authentication. If we try doing the full bar, it will not work because this is wrong now. So we have to do full one, bar one, and this works now. It's beautiful. I love this. You don't have to do anything in the code. You just have to apply the policies from API Manager. So now let's learn how to do the CI/CD. I created this quick reference because I also keep forgetting what are the steps to do the thing. So basically you create a connected app, then you use the GitHub Actions secrets, you create a build.yaml if you're using GitHub, for example, and then you modify the POM. That's basically it. So let's try to do this without using GitHub. Let's just use Maven, for example. So first of all, we need to create the connected app. If we go to Access Management and we select here Connected Apps, we can create an app. Oh, I already have one. I don't know if I should delete this. Well, I'm gonna create a new one. My app. And then app acts on its own behalf. And then you have to add scopes. So the list of scopes is right here. Design Center Developer. Let me move this. Can I move this? Left. And this right there. All right, so Design Center Developer. View environment. View organization. Profile. Cloud Hub. Organization admin. Create applications. Delete applications. Download applications. Read applications and read servers. All right, so we have those 10 scopes. You can put this back here. And here you see 10 scopes selected. Oops, let me make this smaller so you can see. Then next, just select your business group. Next, and this is going to be in sandbox only. So next. And just you can confirm all the scopes, add scopes. Now you have them and click on save. So that's it. We have this My App. So now, again, I'm gonna show you the ID and secret so you can just see them, but in theory, you should not show this to anyone. So we have the ID and the secret. That's it. Now, if you are going to do this in GitHub, you should go to settings, secrets and variables, actions, and blah, 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 and add this client ID and client secret. So I'm gonna show you how, in case you need to do that. So MuleSoft from start. So here you would have to go to settings inside your repo, and then secrets and variables, actions, and here you can create the stuff. So let's do connected app client ID. So click on new repository secret. The name is connected app client ID, and the value is gonna be the ID that you got from the app that you just created. Add secret. Now create a new one, and the next one is going to be for connected app client secret. And this is the secret. That's how you do it. The next part, again, if you are using GitHub Actions, then this is the complete code that you need to create. In your Mule app, you need to create a GitHub folder. Inside the GitHub folder, create another workflows folder. And inside this folder, create a build.yaml file. And this file will contain this whole thing, which is going to help you to do all the stuff to send to your pipeline and everything. So every time that you make a push to your, in this case, main branch, then this will automatically trigger the creation of a new application, send the jar file into Cloud Hub and all that. In my case, I'm just gonna try it out locally first. And then the POM, we need to add this in the POM, even though you are doing it locally. So I'm gonna copy this. You need to go to plugin where the group ID says org mule tools maven. So actually, let me copy that. And if we open our Mule project, it's right here. Here's the plugin. So now I need to add here the configuration. Right here. So we have the configuration. Wait, can I format this? Oh yeah, perfect. Our URI is anypointmulesoft.com. Mule version is 440. That's good. Yeah. Application name. I think we have one here. Yeah. So we can use this actually, because we already have here one name. Maxine's blog. Yeah. Let's use that one. How do I... Oh, here. Mule Maven Plugin version. Or maybe it has to be here. Oh well, let's just put it manually. That's fine. So application name is going to be Maxine's blog. Environment sandbox. Region is fine. Workers is fine. Objects to true. And here is where our credentials are going to be. So we're going to send them in a command. Here we will have the client ID, and here we will have the client secret. I hope you can see. Let me know if you can't see. So connected app client ID. In theory, you could hardcode here your credentials and that will work, but we don't want to do that because it's a security concern. So that's why we end up referencing to them as a property. And that's it. That's all the configuration. So save that. And yes. So now, if I want to trigger this, I can do Maven deploy and this whole thing there. So we have the Maven deploy, Mule deploy. We're sending the artifact name. We can just ignore that actually. That's all right. And then we are sending here client ID and client secret. So using this is what is gonna get it from GitHub. So if you are gonna use GitHub, you can just do that and it will get the secrets that we created in GitHub, right? The connected app client ID and the connected app client secret. In our case, we are just gonna send them directly here in the terminal because I just want to test it really quick. I don't want to use GitHub. So I'm just gonna put them here. This is my ID and this is my secret. Perfect. So now if I run this command from the terminal, so here I can just run this command. Hopefully it will work. Yeah, this is definitely Cloud Hub 1. You can see the URL is different. This is Maxine's blog, USE to cloudhub.io. You can also have issues if you're using Cloud Hub 1 and the name of the application you're using, like Maxine's blog, already exists in Cloud Hub 1, then you won't be able to deploy it. So I also prefer Cloud Hub 2 because of that. Because here, if you see this URL, it's Maxine's blog, and then there's like a whole ID, and then we have USA E2 Cloud Hub. So anyway, maybe we can remove the one we have in Cloud Hub 2, since we won't be using that. I also need to add all the properties. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Here. So we have env dev. Actually, can I just cancel this thing? And cancel this thing. Okay. This is still unregistered. Okay, perfect, perfect. So env is gonna be dev, and then Anypoint platform client ID is gonna be, I'm gonna have to send it as AP client ID, and then Anypoint platform client secret, and this is gonna be AP client secret. All right, so save, and then in the thing that I'm gonna send here now, I'm gonna send the AP client ID and the AP client secret. All right, and now those, oops, come from here, from my environment in access management. Client ID is this, client secret is this. Perfect. It sounds weird. We can also change this to be connected app client ID and connected app client secret, if that makes more sense, because I also don't want to like confuse you. Oops. So let's change that. This is going to be connected app client ID, connected app client secret, and this is going to be Anypoint platform client ID and Anypoint platform client secret. All right, so we have those. Now we can send them in the terminal. So now we don't have to put them manually every time. All right, so this is successful now. Yay, it started. This is still unregistered. We just need to send a request. Yeah. So Postman, where is Postman? Postman here. Send it. This will be empty again because we don't have anything now. Yes, it's empty. So let's create an article. This is ID 1. Now if we get the articles, we will have ID 1. Okay, perfect. Now we can check this and there's the object store. Okay, so this is the same. We still cannot see the metadata, but we have articles, categories, next article ID. So we can see that this is working now. The only difference is that I created my CI/CD pipeline to be in Cloud Hub 1 instead of Cloud Hub 2. And this should be now registered or active. Yeah. So now we can see the policies and we're using the basic authentication. because we added it here at the top, we have the authorization here. If we were to change it, it wouldn't work anymore. Yes, authentication attempt failed. All right, awesome. So we got it working. Save, try it again. Yes, perfect. We made it. Yay. All right, so we finished doing the API Manager Autodiscovery, and we also did CI/CD. I showed you how to do it with GitHub Actions. I didn't actually do it with GitHub Actions because I just don't want to. I don't want to show it here because this repo is not just a Mule application. It has a lot of things, and I think it would be a little bit messy because I have all of these things. But not to worry. If you have any issues doing it, you can let me know. Remember, you can also go to the, where is it? To this repo that I showed you, the MuleSoft MFA CI/CD. In here, if you check GitHub workflows, you will be able to find the build.yaml. And as I told you, if you just want to do the stuff that the changes that I implemented, you just have to change this and the POM, which is the only thing that we changed. So there's that. We are so close. We are so close. So on the next session, we will do some munits manually. And I will also show you how to add the munit stuff to your CI/CD pipeline. Please note that to add it to the CI/CD, you will need to have a Nexus Enterprise account. So if you don't have it, don't worry, you still can check your munits manually. We will also take a look at the Postman tests that you can do if you want to do some of that. And I will just mention the bad CLI, but I will not go through it. So that's it. Our next session is the last one, August 9. We are so close. I hope that everything has been working correctly for you. If not, please let me know. I am happy to help you. And if you have any questions at all, please send them to me. I am happy to take a look at them. All right, that's all for this session then. I will put everything on the repo so you can go and check out all the changes that I did and also all the links that I showed you today. Perfect. I will see you then next week at the same time. Bye, everyone.